Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Laura's Stamping Therapy. I am sharing with you guys some more fabulous goodies from the new January to June mini catalog. I'm super excited for the launch of this. I'm so excited for a new product. I'm excited for spring colors. As I can't wait, since it's like 2 degrees out today and there's snow in the forecast. Brr. So if you are in a warm weather area, send your warm vibes to me because I am freezing. I actually have goosebumps just now, but the heat just kicked on, so I'm sure it's probably because it's chilly. So anyway, I'm going to share with you guys some samples from the January to June mini catalog. And then I was also going to show you guys some product and some little tips and fun things. So I surely have to show you guys this one. I love the bright colors of it. There is so much coloring to it, but I do have to say, I'm a fan of like little kid coloring books. Because they're like one giant image. Like there is an outline of a puppy and that's it. No details, no nothing. And I will say that this stamp is very much that kind of coloring for me. Like super detailed coloring. I'm not finding anything sitting around right here. But super detailed coloring, like where you have to do like the eyes and the nose and the mouth and the flower and everything like that gives me heart palpitations. But this is very large coloring, so I think I could do it. But it's also a lot of coloring, and that kind of freaks me out a little bit. So I still think that this is a gorgeous card and a fabulous sample. I received this as one of my swaps, and that is from Amy. This one, on the other end of the spectrum, very monochromatic, basic, love it. It's got the sailboat from the Punch, and then this designer series paper, or it's actually vellum, is like words are in various like angles of blocks and stuff. So super, super cute on that one with the monochromatic look. I'm actually a really big fan of monochromatic. I will say, like, I like monochromatic, and then sometimes I go with color, and I actually struggle with, like, is it too much? Where, like, for example, like this, I'm like, okay, it's purple and red, but should I bring in a little pink, or is that, like, taking it one step too far? So I actually really struggle with that. That last card is from Getting Crafty. So yesterday I showed you guys that fabulous Valentine's Day card. Here is the one that I did yesterday. You can always check out yesterday's live if you'd like to see me create that card. So here's just a few more samples using that Sweet Conversations bundle. So there's a little X and O, and then that awesome embossing folder, which I've actually been using quite a bit. Super loving that. I actually have another embossing folder to share with you guys today, so stay tuned. Let me just try to check my comments so that I can chat with you guys. Good morning, Denise. You really like that stamp? Wait, which one? The book one? The larger coloring is better? Yes. I'm a fan of large coloring for sure. Good morning, Laura. Welcome, everyone. Denise, I bet it's warm where you are, so if you could send some warm vibes, that would be fabulous. But yeah, here's a cute one. I really like the purple. I don't know, something about this purple is really like drawing me in for Valentine's Day. So, oh, that one is from Carrie. Here's another one. This one I actually like with the yellow and the red, and then that little bit of pink and stuff. There's some of that vellum, which is embossed with that same embossing folder as the last one. Let me get the name of that embossing folder. It is the gingham embossing folder. Let's show you guys. I think it shows up a little bit better in the catalog than it does like in person. So it was shown in this one in the purple. And then this one you really can't see it because it's vellum. So it's more or less like a, oh, I have a hair stuck to my chapstick. More or less like a textury, like touchy-feely one a little bit more. And that one is from Kim. This one I love. It's very basic. Like, again, it uses that same gingham embossing folder. So I'm telling you, it's super fabulous. And then it really is just that nice I love you in the center. And like, it just makes it pop so much, but yet the embossing folder and that little designer paper just really like makes the card stand out and everything, even though it is a fairly simple card to put together. Oh, and that one is from Janie. And then this one, you guys, you will be seeing this one again because I am loving this. I think I love this design more than I love the design I was trying to do. I think my problem with mine is that my designer or my tree paper was like the full piece and I had all this like extra leftover space. But I'm loving this card. Yeah, I think it is stunning, and this might just be my masculine birthday card for the next couple of months. And that one was created by Sandra. Okay, so now I want to show you guys two different things. So one of the things I want to show you is this Love and Happiness. So just after the Sweet Talk bundle, there is this bundle. This is the Love and Happiness. I'm always needing like an anniversary greeting and stuff like that. 44 in Texas. Okay, you are probably freezing then because that seems kind of chilly for Texas. But it is warmer than here. So thank you for the warm vibes. Yes, isn't that card amazing? I love that tree and like the way the layers like overlap and everything. It's like nothing steals from the other item. And it just has the twine, and twine is like masculine, okay, you know, like ribbon gets a little girly, rhinestones, little girly, you know, so twine is always my go-to. But this is the Love and Happiness bundle. So there's the Lovey stamp set. It's got anniversary, wedding, even a lot for like husband and wife too, as well as for others. I am super loving the Here's to Another Year of Love, Laughter, and Happily Ever After, because I used to write something similar to that in my anniversary cards. Like something like, happy anniversary, here's to many more years filled with love and happiness. So this is like perfect, and now I can just stamp it and I don't have to write as much. So I super love that greeting. I've already used that a ton for anniversary cards on the inside of even anniversary cards that I've already created and have like a totally different look on the front. It also comes with this Bouquet of Love hybrid embossing folder and dies, and that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. So here's the stamp set. Ooh, the You're Engaged, Here's to Love and Happiness. I actually have a cousin who got engaged before Christmas, but I could still send her that card. So that would still work. It does have great sentiments, and I really like, you know, sometimes I just feel like some stamp sets are lacking certain sentiments, and that's why I just felt like I needed that one. And this die set and embossing folder really intrigued me, so I got the whole bundle. So here, I know you guys probably aren't going to be able to see this very well. Maybe you can see it a little bit better here. It's the Bouquet of Love embossing folder, and it's one of those big 6x6 ones, and it's one of those super thick like 3D ones. So it has this heart in the center that is not embossed. So that's like flat, and the rest of it is all detailed. So here it is, and I want to share with you that I did some measurements to find like the center of the heart so that I can put it on the center of my cardstock. So whenever I set a piece of cardstock inside of it, like I've already done this one, this is 4 by 5 1/4, which is just a 1/4 inch down from a card front, like a card base. And at first I like lined it up with this line here to make my heart like level. And then I realized it was not centered then. And that's where the Sharpie came in. So let's pop this back in. And I mean, it's probably not like super perfect because of course the Sharpie, it's like, do you go to the inside or the outside of the Sharpie? But to me, it's close enough. So I just put little like lines all around, and you can see that there's a little extra over here. So you can't actually line it up with this line on the embossing folder if you're going to do a centered heart on 4 by 5 1/4. You could also go the other way to do your heart, and that would be a totally different measurement. And I'm not sure whether I should make markings for that one too or not. For some reason I was thinking the heart was really wide and it wouldn't actually go both ways, but I am wrong on that. So yeah, I just took a Sharpie marker. You could always take alcohol and like rub it back off. Like the Sharpie marker is going to hold. But if you wanted to take it off at any point, you could always take a little bit of rubbing alcohol and get that off on that. So no worries there. You could remeasure like for any project and then just take it off again. So there we have that embossed. Like these flowers are like deeply embossed. Like they are like really fabulous looking. And then we have that heart. Now, the dies that go with it, did I seriously not bring, oh, here they are. I was like, did I not bring those dies over here? I went ahead and die cut all of them out in Pool Party just to make them pop a little bit more. No, we're still missing one of the hearts, maybe? Oh, no, there's the big heart, little heart. Okay, so there it is. So there's 3 little flowers, and then there's a leaf, and the leaf has like stitching down the center of the leaf, as well as the small little heart has stitching all around the heart. So super, super cute. I feel like you guys can't really see the stitching that well, but it's there. You can see it in the leaf a little bit better. The bigger heart is actually smooth. There's no stitching, there's no scallop, there's nothing there. And you'll notice that the heart fits inside that smooth. So you could also die cut like that and get a nice like detailed embossed heart with just that, and then like, you know, toss the rest, or, you know, only do that much and get that nice detailed heart. There is stitching on the outside of this. So here's the scrap that I used. So the big heart does have stitching on the outside, but not on the inside. And then there's 2 little labels, and those do fit some of the greetings. You'll see that in the catalog, the like gray, tan, cream look around the hearts and the greetings, like the for my husband, but I'm pretty sure for my wife should also fit on that. And then wedding wishes, the congratulations would also fit in there. So yeah, a lot of them will fit into those greeting panels and everything. And then there's, let's see, I said the three little flowers, and those you can kind of gather together. They're varying sizes. So you could do like a little cluster of flowers with a little like green leaf coming out, and sort of put that right here as like a little greeting piece. You know, maybe that there. I didn't actually intend to like create this card because I don't know that I have anything in mind right now. I probably would add in green with that greenery and white for the banner so that stuff pops a little bit more. But, you know, something like that, and you can see that heart in the background. Super, super fabulous. So I feel like this is just kind of one of those that might be a little confusing when you look at it in the catalog. And so I just kind of wanted to show it off a little bit more and show how gorgeous it is. 23 on Sunday. Brr, that is so cold. Yeah, the heart embossing folder is fabulous. And I was even thinking, since it's so large, you could even do like a strip of this floral embossing and not use the heart at all. So like, you could use like this down here and then use that on one of your cards. Whereas then you're not using the heart. So there's a lot more versatility with this embossing folder because it is so large that you don't actually have to use the heart. Or you could always plop a big like greeting die cut focal point thing and cover up that heart completely as well. Okay, so that I wanted to share with you. One of the other things that I wanted to share with you because I'm doing it so much, and you guys will see that in some upcoming projects, I'm sure, but I wanted to share with you a fun little trick. This stamp set, another fabulous greetings stamp set that I got, is the Celebrating You stamp set. It's got a lot of great occasions: birthday, anniversary, Father's Day, Mother's Day, Easter, thank you, congratulations, little one, like, welcome little ones, like baby, happily ever after, wedding. So this is another great greetings stamp set. And you'll notice the "You are every bit of wonderful," "Happy birthday," and "So proud of you" all have that like block lettering text. Sorry, I got a little bit of a glare on there, so let me like angle it so you can see it a little bit better. And I wanted to show you one fun way to use that. I pre-stamped these and then I realized it might not work as well with them pre-stamped, so I might have to stamp them again. So we'll see. Hi, Peggy. Oh, Peggy, I'm sorry that it's breaking up again for you. Hopefully you can watch the replay and it'll work out better for you. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and to make sure that this works, I'm going to stamp this again so that the image is still like wet, if you will. But I'm just going to color in that "proud of you." So you can use a lot of various tools. I have blender pens, which I'm using right now. And I'm literally just coloring in that image, and it's pulling from the sides of the stamped greeting and bleeding it in a little bit. So you can see this one is sort of like a light, pastel, and then this one has more of a bold white look. And then let's do Wink of Stella is also another fun tool. So it adds a little bit of glitter as well as bleeding the color. I really like using the Wink of Stella, but I don't use it on masculine cards, so... And some bleed better than others. A lot of times, I pre-stamped these, so then the ink like super sets and like isn't as wet to be able to bleed as it is whenever you first stamp it. Let me grab another color. We're just gonna go Pacific Point just for some blue instead of purple. I should probably wipe this off. I was like, I think it's kind of clean enough. No, I'll be a good girl. I'll clean it off. Another option is to use the water painters. Now you have to be very gentle that you don't end up using too much water because I'm not actually using watercolor paper. I feel like I need more, but I'm nervous. And this is just a subtle way to do it. You know what? This is alcohol. This is not water. No wonder. And that's another little tip for you. I can smell it. That's why I was like, whew. I put alcohol in this water painter. So since they, oh gosh, that's really strong. I was like really down into it. Since the lids screw off, yeah, there we go. Since the lids screw off, you can technically put like anything you want down in there. You could put re-inker and some water. You could put alcohol and some water. You could put bleach. You could put alcohol, water, anything. Like, you know, you could put a lot of different things in there. So there's actually alcohol in there right now. And that's why it smells really strong. The other thing that you could do is you could simply take a paintbrush and do this same thing. And I didn't bring any water over here, so I am going to spill some out of my water cup and hope I don't make a big mess. I feel like I'm just asking for trouble. Okay, there we go. A little bit of water. This is not really a fine tip paintbrush that I'm working with. But I just wanted to show that you can use a paintbrush that you might have laying around. It's really odd. I feel like I have to keep going back for more water when I thought the paintbrush would probably be the wettest. Okay. One of the other things, if you really want a bold look, like the alcohol didn't bleed it hardly at all, but that's probably because the type of ink it is, it needed water rather than alcohol, and that's why like it dried too quickly, and so it didn't actually work with the alcohol. Then this one is the water, and you can see how it's kind of got that blood look. Then here's the Wink of Stella. I hope you guys can see that glittery fun because it is gorgeous looking. And then that is the blender pen, and then that's the regular one. Now, if you really, really want to color it in, but maybe you don't have a marker or a Stampin' Blends, then another thing that you can do is stamp it down. And then you can also use any of those same coloring tools to pick up ink. So one of the ways that I really like to do it is to take a clear block. So I take a clear block, press it into the ink pad, and now I have this fun little color palette. The heart embossing folder is part of a bundle. So it is on page 11 of the catalog. It's the Love and Happiness. So it's the stamp set, and then the bundle is the stamp set with the dies and the embossing folder as one. So if you just want the dies and embossing folder, then you can get those. It's called the Bouquet of Love Hybrid Embossing Folder. and it comes with the dies, or you can get the stamp set with the dies on page 11, Love and Happiness Bundle. Okay, so I actually think I'm going to take the Wink of Stella, and I'm just going to dab into my little color palette and start coloring. Okay, I colored way too much, or I grabbed too much ink. Kind of splotched that one. But you can see this is very bold whenever you add that extra color rather than just bleeding it out. I feel like every other letter is like super dark. So you can see it's a lot darker now. And again, just like you do with any of them, just kind of run it clean. That one didn't really have any because it was the alcohol and it wasn't picking up a lot of ink. And then the blender pen. But like you could do the same with the blender pen. Pick up some ink and then color until it runs out. So just some fun ways. I already got rid of my water. It's still a little, no, I don't think it's wet enough. And I don't think I'm going to tempt fate by pouring some more water out of my cup again onto my craft table. That was dangerous the first time, so I don't think I'm going to do that again. But there you go. You can add color, and then you can color those in. I should have actually grabbed a blends. I can always do that with that very first one. This is Highland Heather, and then I grabbed a Fresh Freesia marker, so it's a little bit of a different color. It's just made me think of that, I'm a horse of a different color. I'm not even sure what that's off of, but I used to hear it off of this cartoon. I used to play on a computer when I was young. So yeah, so many different ways that you can do this and add color to those letters. Make it a rainbow. You could do, let's see, R-O-Y-G-B-I-V. No, that wouldn't work. R-O-Y-G-I-G-B-I. No. But anyway, you could always add lots of fun colors to those letters with any tool, pretty much. Just have fun with it, and whatever you have on hand, just play with it and add color to those letters in that block style of a font. You guys know I really like a scrolly font, but this block font is super fun to be able to bleed that color, sort of add a little bit more to it and everything, make it pop some too. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's little reveal of different products that are in the January to June mini catalog. Don't forget that it's also celebration time. So every $50 that you spend, you get a free item from the celebration catalog, and that's increments of 50. So you just keep earning more and more celebration as you are spending more and more. Because let me tell you, my wish list is huge too. So I'm enjoying lots of the celebration freebies. You can also get a free exclusive stamp set whenever you place an order of $300, or whether you gather orders from friends as a hostess order and put those all together and the total is over $300, then you'll get a hostess exclusive stamp set. And then also don't forget that if you want it all, you can pick out $125 in product for just $99 plus free shipping plus 2 free stamp sets of your choice. And of course, I always recommend going for the most expensive ones to really get the most bang for your buck. I will be doing a my celebration starter kit picks video. I'm hoping to be able to do that tomorrow, but if not, I'll definitely be doing it next week. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If there's any other products in the catalog that you would like to see specifically, then let me know in the comments below, and I'll do my best to share those next. I also have more samples to be able to show you guys to give you inspiration and fun throughout this week, launching the January to June mini catalog as well as the celebration goodies. Of course, I left a link in the description so that you can start shopping now, and you can use the hostess code that is down below. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Stay warm, stay safe. Love, hugs, and prayers to all of you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.